Let me describe someone and tell me if this sounds familiar. They have been in the industry for over a decade. They are good at what they do. Really, really good. Their team relies on them. The manager trusts them. They have hit every target, delivered every project, and for the last 2 or 3 years, they have been thinking about making a move, a bigger role, a different company, maybe even a completely different direction. But they haven't done it yet. Not because they can't, but because something is holding them back. If that person is you, stay with me for the next 10 minutes because what I am about to share is not motivational stuff. It's the exact framework I use with the professionals I coach to help them move from stuck to unstoppable. Here's the thing nobody tells you about playing it safe in your career. We think staying where we are is the safest option. Same company, same role, same routine. It feels secure. It feels comfortable. But let me ask you this, is it actually safe? Or is it just familiar? Because here's what I have seen in over 30 years in the IT industry, including as a COO. The people who play it safe don't stay safe. They get restructured, they get bypassed, they watch someone with half their experience get the role they wanted. Playing it safe is the most dangerous career strategy there is. I call this the safety trap. And most mid career professionals and senior professionals are caught right in without even knowing. So let's get real about what's actually going on. When I work with professionals who are stuck, it almost always comes down to three specific fears. And once you can name them, you can start to disarm them. Fear number one, the fear of failure. This is the most common one. What if I make this move and it does not work out? What if I leave my stable job and the new company is not what I am expecting? What if I go for a leadership role and I can't handle it? What if people find out I am not as capable as they think? Sounds familiar? The last one, that's imposter syndrome dressed up as risk assessment. You're not actually evaluating the risk, you are letting self doubt write the story before even it begins. Here's what I tell every professional that I coach: failure in a bold move teaches you more than 5 years of playing it safe. That one failed move will give you more clarity, more confidence, and more career data than staying put ever will. Fear number two, the fear of judgment. This one is sneaky because it's not about what you think, it's about what you think others will think. What will my colleagues say if I fail? What if people think I am being too ambitious? What will my family think if I take risk and it does not pay off? I had a member in my coaching program, 15 years in IT, senior manager at a large company. He knew he needed to step up to a director role. He had the skills, he had the track record, but he kept saying, I'm not ready yet. When we dug deeper, it wasn't about readiness. It was about this. What if I put myself out there and people think, who does he think he is? That's not really a career problem. That's a belief problem. And you cannot outperform your beliefs. Fear number three, the fear of losing what you have. This is the trap that catches the most experienced professionals. You have built a comfortable life, good salary, stable job, benefits, EMIs are getting paid, kids are going to good school. And the thought of risking any of that, even for something potentially much better, feels terrifying. I get it. I genuinely get it. I have been in that seat myself. But here's the question I always ask: are you holding on to security or are you holding on to a ceiling? Because when you fear of losing what you have stops you from becoming who you are meant to be. That's not security, that's a golden cage. Now, most of the people calculate the risk of making a move. That's natural. But almost nobody calculates the cost of not making the move. And that cost is enormous. Let me give you some real numbers. If you are a senior manager earning about 30 lakhs and the market rate for the role that you should be in is 45 lakhs, that's 15 lakhs a year you are leaving on the table. Over 3 years, that's 45 lakhs. Over 5 years, that's 75 lakhs. And that's not even counting the compounding effect on your future earning potential. But the cost is not just financial. Think about this: career momentum lost. Every year you stay stuck, younger professionals are passing you by. Confidence erosion. The longer you wait, the more your self doubt grows. Inaction feeds imposter syndrome. Regret compounding. One of the members told me, I feel regretting for not focusing on my career in the right direction till now. That regret doesn't decrease with time, just grows. Burnout. Staying in a role that no longer challenges you is one of the fastest paths to burnout. So, the next time fear tells you to stay put, ask yourself this one question. When you feel stuck and afraid to make a bold move, you think the problem is that you don't have enough courage. You tell yourself, I need to be braver. I need to just go for it. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is you don't have enough clarity. Think about it. When you know exactly what you want, when you have a very clear vision of where you are going and why it matters to you, you don't need someone to push you. You will move on your own. Clarity creates courage, not the other way around. When one of my coaching members told me, I don't have the courage to make a bold move, I did not say, be braver. So, how do you actually move from fear to action? This is where I want to share my A.C.T framework. This is the exact process I use with the professionals I coach, and it has helped many mid career professionals make bolder career moves with confidence. A.C.T stands for awareness, commitment, and transformation. The first step is becoming aware of what's actually driving your fear. Not the surface level answer, the real one. Most professionals say, I am not ready. But when we dig deeper, the real story is something like this: I am afraid I will fail and people will judge me. Or I don't actually know what I want next. Or even I have never made a decision like this without someone telling me it's the right one. Here's an exercise I want you to try. Take out your phone right now. Yes, right now. And open your notes app. Write this one question at the top: what am I really afraid of? Don't write the polished answers. Write the raw one, the one you would be embarrassed to say loud. That's where real awareness begins. See, commitment. Once you have the awareness, the next step is commitment. Here's why it matters. Fear thrives in ambiguity. When your plan is someday I will make a move, fear has unlimited space to operate. But when your plan is by 30th of June, I will have 3 conversations with senior leaders about director level roles, now fear has a deadline. And deadlines are powerful. Commitment is about making one specific decision, not a complete career overhaul, just one clear, bold, measurable step. It could be, I will update my LinkedIn profile this weekend, or I will tell my manager in our next one to one that I want to be considered for that next leadership opening, or I will apply to 3 roles that match my target level by the end of this month. One decision, one deadline, that's commitment. T, transformation. That's the final step. Transformation is what happens when you act on that commitment, even when it is uncomfortable. Transformation is not a single dramatic moment. It's what happens when you start taking small but bold action, one on top of the other. You have that difficult conversation. Then you raise your hand for that high visibility project. Then you negotiate your compensation. Each action rewires your brain to say, I can do hard things. Let me tell you about someone who went through this exact journey. I was coaching a senior professional in IT. Let's call him Rahul. 17 years in industry, consistently rated as a top performer. His team just loved him. His clients trusted him. But for the last 3 years, he had been watching people with less experience and less capability get promoted above him. And every time it happened, a little voice inside him said, maybe I am not good enough. Maybe I should just be grateful for what I have. When Rahul joined my coaching program, the first thing he told me was, Vijay, I want to grow, but I am afraid of making the wrong move. So we started with awareness. We uncovered that his real fear wasn't failure, it was visibility. He had spent 17 years keeping his head down and doing great work. The thought of putting himself out there, asking for what he deserved, having bold conversations with leaderships, terrified him. Then we moved to commitment. Rahul made one decision. He would have a direct conversation with his skip level leader about his career aspirations within 30 days. Not someday, 30 days. And you know what happened? That one conversation opened 3 doors he didn't even know that it existed. His skip level leader told him, Rahul, we didn't know you wanted this. We have been waiting for you to speak up. They were waiting for him. All this time, the only thing between Rahul and his next level was Rahul. That's transformation. Not a new skill, not a new certification, a new belief about who he was and what he deserved. So here's my question for you. What is the bold move you have been thinking about but haven't made? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single comment and I will respond. And if you're watching this thinking, this is exactly where I am, then I want to invite you to something. I'm hosting a free masterclass called From High Performer to Promotion Ready. In that session, I'm going to break down the exact system that has helped dozens of mid career and senior professionals break through career ceiling and land the roles that they deserve. The link is in the description below. Spots are limited, so register now. Look, I have spent 30 plus years in the corporate world. I've sat in those rooms where promotion discussions are made. I can tell you this with absolute certainty. The professionals who rise aren't the ones with the most skills. They are the ones who had clarity and the courage to act. You already have everything that you need. The question is, are you going to act on it? I'm Vijay Srinivasan, your leadership transition coach, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, remember, your career is limitless. The only limits are the ones you accept.